All right, welcome to Coffee with Markus. This is episode 130, and today I'll show you what's happening in the market so that you know what's going on. And I'll also show you my open trades and what I traded today. And I also want to show you how I use the new features of PowerX Optimizer, the software that I use every day in my trading because it helps me to find the best stocks to trade. It tells me when to enter and also when to exit. In short, everything I need to know for my trading. Anyhow, does this sound good? Then let's get started. This show is about real money and real trades. I'll show you the trading strategies that I personally trade, the tools that I use to trade my own accounts, and we will talk about the right mindset of a trader. Now, talking about mindset, I'm going to show you how to create SRC profits. And SRC stands for systematic, repeatable, and consistent because that is the key to long-term success in the markets. So, if you are sick of all the hype and empty promises, and you want to learn trading strategies that actually work, then click on like right now and let's get started. All right, fantastic. So episode 113 today. So first of all, let's talk about the markets. Then I'll show you the trades that I'm personally in right now and also the trades that I took today. Then I want to also show you how to use the latest feature of the PowerX Optimizer. Anyhow, let's get started. Let's take a look at the markets. And the markets are up. Right now, the chart that you're looking at is the Dow Jones, and the Dow is up 1.3% today. Why? What is happening? Well, last Monday, we had Pfizer announcing that they have now a vaccine against this nasty virus. And they said that we have a vaccine that is 90% effective. Now, today it was Moderna, one of their competitors, that said, you know what? Oh, we got a vaccine too, and it is 94% effective. And so if you take a look at the chart of Moderna, this is where Moderna jumped this morning. Oops, there we go. mRNA. So jumped up this morning, as you can see, up 11%, and so did the Dow. So the Dow up 1.3% almost, the S&P up 0.85%, and the Nasdaq a little bit lagging behind here, as you can see, with 0.4%. Why? What is happening? What is happening? Well, with this vaccine, this is where we have the industries that have been beaten down during this pandemic. They're jumping today. So as an example, United Airlines, and let's zoom out a little bit to take a look at the broader picture. United Airlines, as you can see, before this pandemic hit, was trading easily at $85 to $95. Right now, it's trading at less than half of its value. But as you can see today, up 5%. A very similar story with Wynn, right? Whether we look at Wynn or we look at Marriott. So as you can see, before the pandemic, easily trading at 120 to 150, and then during the pandemic, trading at around 70, right now up to 95. Marriott, similar story here, was trading solid between 140 and 150, and right now is climbing back, as you can see, up 3% today. So if these kind of stocks are up, and we're talking about the travel industry, the hospitality industry, right? Where is the money coming from? I mean, if you're buying, money has not been sitting on the sidelines recently, a little bit, but not that much. So where is this money coming from? Well, this is where we have Corona stocks that are down today. So Zoom, as you can see, clearly the winner in the pandemic today, down 2.3%. Peloton, where everybody wanted to work from home and also work out from home, right? Got a Peloton bike. They were soaring from $20 to $130 today, also down a little bit. Etsy also down here, as you can see, 0.09%. Wayfair, right? Everybody was buying cool stuff to look nice around the house or in the home office. And as you can see, if we zoom in a little bit and see what is happening here today, so then we see we also have a reversal. And why is this? I mean, why are we having the reversal? So at first this morning, I mean, these stocks were clearly massively down. I mean, whether you look at Zoom, for example, you see it gapped lower and then it started to push higher. Peloton, the same. Etsy, the same way. So what's happening here today? This is where after we woke up to the news this morning that we have a second vaccine right now that is over 90% effective, traders said, wait a minute. I think I've already heard it last week, right? And so last week, as you know, we looked at the markets jumping up on Monday and then pretty much chopping around for the remainder of the week. Also Nasdaq, I mean, right? So at first on Monday, everybody was getting out of these pandemic stocks like Zoom, Peloton, Etsy, even Amazon, Netflix, right? I mean, those were all down last week. See, even Netflix today down a little bit. But then everybody started buying these stocks again, right? And this is where today we saw the deja vu. And okay, wait, so what's happening? So if you look at a 5-minute chart of where we opened here this morning, this here is where we opened. Let me just mark it with a vertical line so that you can see it. So initially we moved up, and right now we are just drifting sideways because, I mean, there's still some uncertainty, and some of the uncertainty is, okay, when will this vaccine be ready, right? I mean, how do we distribute it? And which one do we take right now? Is it Moderna or Pfizer? Who can produce how many? So this is what we see is going on in the markets here. Let me just remove this really quick that I've just drawn there. So because also you got to see, we do have record highs on new cases here that are being reported daily. I mean, on November 13th, this was on Friday, almost 200,000 new cases have been reported. Now, over the weekend, this is what you typically see, that over the weekend, fewer cases are being reported. It's just the way how this reporting works. So we will see what happens here this week. So it is still scary, but if you look at the VIX, at the fear gauge of the market, the volatility index, you'll see that it is down. I mean, it is now at 22.9%. So there is some more certainty in the market. And here is what markets usually do when there's a little bit more certainty. This is when they start drifting higher. And this is what we have seen here over the past few months. And this is what I believe we will see here going into the end of the year, that markets will drift higher. Again, the Dow Jones today probably making new all-time highs. Yippee-yay, right? I mean, why? We are having all these record cases. We might actually shut down at least parts of the economy, but hey, a vaccine is on its way. So traders seem to be really short-sighted and just firing off some fireworks today. So how do you trade this? And this is where I want to show you what I personally do, because I mean, this is always the key question, right? I mean, looking at the markets and saying what I see in the markets, I mean, this is cute, right? But you probably want to know, okay, so what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to make money from this? And this is what I want to show you right now. Now, as you know, I am trading two different trading strategies. I'm trading the PowerX strategy. And if you want, you can get this book here on my website for $4.95. You already know this if you have been watching this for a while, or you can get it on Amazon for $20 or $25, so up to you. And anyhow, so looking at the PowerX Optimizer, let's start with this, because this is one of the trading strategies that I use. So I have this tool, it's called the PowerX Optimizer, and today I'm going to show you how I use the new features. But for now, I just want to show you what came up this morning on my list. So we had AM, DCP, Etsy. So we had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 symbols coming up. Now, you know that I have a 3-step process of how I walk through this. I want to see that now the stock has nice trends to the upside and the downside, that it doesn't have any gaps, and that we have a nice profit and loss graph. These are my 3 criteria. And going through this list, I saw that AM looked really, really nice. I really also liked DCP, even though with DCP we had a little gap here and we had a larger gap here, but this gap has been during the pandemic. This is why it is grayed out. So both of them appear to be very valid buy signals here. Now I looked through a few others. Etsy I kind of liked. HAL did not like HAL because we had a gap here, we had a gap here, we had a gap here. We recently had a gap, as you can see. So 1, 2, 3, there's just too many gaps for my taste. I was also looking at MUR, so I liked MUR. ON wasn't my favorite here. Again, applying my very 3 criteria that I always use, that I saw that there's a gap there, there's a gap there, there's a little gap there, and also right here it has been just going kind of sideways. Anyhow, so this is why out of the list here I picked these 3, AM, DCP, and MUR. So I placed orders for these 3 and I got into AM this morning. Now I still do have a working order for DCP. Haven't gotten into this trade yet. AM got into this right now a little bit down. I mean, I got into this trade at $1.50. I bought a call option here. And right now, as you can see, the bid ask is $1.40 over $1.50. So it's basically still right there, as you can see. Let me grab a sip of coffee for a moment. So this is the trades that I looked at for the PowerX Optimizer. And then I'm also still in the Apple trade. And the Apple trade has still been going on since last week. And let's take a look at this here really quick. As you can see, it is still showing me green bars. And as such, it still shows me, yes, this is a valid trade. Now, I'm looking for a profit target here of, let's just go to Apple. So I'm looking at a profit target here of 128.13 and a stop loss, as you can see right here. Let me just refresh these lines really quick. There we go, of 111.98. So this is what I'm looking for here with Apple. So we'll see how this trade pans out. But this is where I have my watch list. Now, Very was a stock that popped up last week, and I know that some of you have been taking Very, and they're doing very well. I missed it because I told you this was the day when I was talking to the development team. We just released a new version that we're going to talk about today. And I want to show you how I'm using it in my trading. But yeah, this is why I did not take the Very trade. If you took it, good for you. So according to the PowerX Optimizer, these are the 2 that I'm in right now. I'm still trying to get into DCP. And these are the trades according to the PowerX Optimizer. Now, as you know, I also have another strategy. It's called the wheel. So the wheel strategy is another strategy that I trade. And right now I have 2 trades according to the wheel strategy. Now with this wheel strategy, we are trying to collect premium. So with PowerX Optimizer, we are buying options. So we are buying calls and puts, or if you want, you can also just buy the stocks. No problem with this. And with the wheel, we are selling puts and we are selling calls. By the way, if you're interested in any of these strategies, for the PowerX strategy, we have a book. For the wheel, I am working on the book. Anyhow, you can get this book for $4.95 on my website. And on Amazon for $20 or $25. For the wheel, I'll link to a playlist in the description. But let's take a look at the wheel trades that we have going on here right now. So GDX is one of them, and as you can see right now, it is sitting at 90% of the profit. So maybe this trade is being closed here shortly. I am the bid right now, so I'm just waiting for a seller to buy, for a buyer to buy it from me because I want to buy it back. So anyhow, we'll see. This might happen here while we are still together. And then the TQQQ trade also doing really, really well today. So TQQQ is still down $320, but as you know, this has been down over what, $13,000, over $3,000, $4,000. So TQQQ right now, a total premium collected of $2,270 just on this one. So it seems that I'm getting called away with TQQQ this week, and that I'll close it out with probably around $2,500 in profits. I mean, that's what I'm looking at here with TQQ. Anyhow, so I just wanted to share with you because that's what I said in the beginning or in the intro, that this show is about real trades and real money. These are what you see here on the screen. These are real trades in a real account with real money. Now, as you know, I have multiple trading accounts. I have a total of 9 accounts. These are just 2 accounts that I'm trading with you publicly here. These are a rather small account. One of the accounts for the PowerX Optimizer is $20,000. The other one for the wheel strategy is around $50,000. So because I want to show you how to trade different account sizes. And you see, if you know how to grow a $20,000 account, you'll know how to grow a $5,000 account, how to grow a $10,000 account, right? So this is all in this category. So the PowerX strategy, again, this is perfect if you have a trading account size of around $5,000 to $20,000. And if you have an account size of more than $20,000, then the wheel strategy would be perfect for you. Anyhow, I did a video on this. If you're interested in learning more about these different strategies, I think I called it "What's the Best Trading Strategy?" So I'll link to it in the description and possibly in the video, where I compared these two strategies and said, okay, which strategy is best for what trader? Anyhow, so good to see everybody here. Hope that you had a great weekend. Today is Monday, November 16th, as we're doing the show. And in a moment, I want to show you how I use the new features of the PowerX Optimizer that we released last week. And I know that you're loving them because we're getting lots of great feedback on them. Anyhow, so I see that there's a few questions. I'll get back to the questions here in just a moment, because that's a beautiful thing here of being live together. So this way we can chat with each other. And if you're watching the recording here, leave a comment in the description, because I'll answer all of the comments. I've been able to do it for the past few days because I have been out on the lake with my kids. So we did go to a sailing regatta and it was a blast. Yeah, seriously, because there was a lot of wind, so it was fantastic. Anyhow, let me just switch over a few things here so that I can show you how I use the new features. All right, so let me show you the new features of PowerX Optimizer and how I use them. So last week, we released the version 1.80 of the PowerX Optimizer. So this is the software that I use every day that helps me to find the best stocks and options to trade, that also helps me to know when to enter and also when to exit. So this is what it looks like. And when you click on help and release notes, you will see all of the new features that we have in there. And I'll walk you through these right now, because I thought it would be cool not only to see the new features, but also give you an explanation of why we implemented this, and also of how I personally use them. Now, when you use the PowerX Optimizer, you would run the scanner and it comes up with a list of stock every day to trade. So here are the 11 stocks that came up today to trade. And I showed you a little bit earlier here in this show of how I'm going through this list to narrow it down to just my top 2 or 3 stocks. So for today, my top 3 stocks were AM, DCP, and MUR. MUR gapped open, and this is why I decided not to trade MUR, but I am in AM and I have an open order to get into DCP. Anyhow, so the first change that we did is that we are displaying earnings so that you know when the stock did report earnings. You'll also see underneath here, when is the next earnings date. So right now, the next earnings for AM is 86 days away. And since it is 86 days away, it is safe to enter this trade, because see, some people like to avoid trading into earnings. Now, for the wheel, you absolutely want to do this. But here for PowerX Optimizer, for me, it is not that critical. But I thought it would be really cool so that you see when the next earnings is. So this was a feature that was also requested a lot by you. So as you know, we show here exactly of how what is the average trade length that we are expecting. Let me just show it to you here. So for AM, we expect to be in this trade for 17 days. The longest trade that we have been in with AM was 30 days. So we see that we have plenty of times until the next earnings, so that we can get into and out of the trades here. Now, I also want to show you something cool. Connected with these earnings, we have an earnings warning right now. Let me just bring up another stock here, for example, Lowe's. And Lowe's has earnings in the next few days. So as you can see, next earnings is here at 11/18/2020. So in 5 days from now, sorry, 2 days from now, today is the 16th. And you see, whenever earnings are less than 7 days, we display them in bold and red. So this way, you know that you're not trading into this, because usually the average trade length is around 7 to 10 days. And when it is less than 7 days, we'll show you here a warning popping up in red. Anyhow, so these are the first 2 of the changes, and now you know why we made them and how I'm using them. So the next is a cleaner layout, especially if you're watching it on a mobile phone, if you're using PowerX Optimizer on a mobile phone or on a tablet, right? We were able to eliminate one of the buttons. And here's what I mean with this. So this is the first button here, and the first button shows you all of the buy and sell signals that are occurring today. Well, it should. There it goes. Okay. So it just took a second to kick in here. So anyhow, with this, you see what PowerX Optimizer does every day. We're looking at all of the US stocks. And I believe right now we're looking at anywhere between 11 and 14,000 stocks. And we're looking for stocks that actually have a buy and sell signal according to the PowerX strategy, which is based on the three indicators RSI, stochastics, and MACD. So this is where every day we're coming up with hundreds of stocks that right now have an active buy or sell signal. See, this is what the development team told me. I mean, just don't push button. Okay, be a little bit more patient, and I have not been. So let's just give it a second here, and then we will see this long list. And there's hundreds of stocks in there. So if you want to know all of the signals of the PowerX Optimizer today, you can push this button. It's pages and pages long. Yeah, absolutely. Let me just go to this scanner and then we go back to this. So here's what you want to do. You actually want to filter it down, and here are the criteria that I like to use. Out of all the possible signals, I only want to take those that will give me the potential of making at least 60% per year on it, that have a closing price between $5 and $250. I personally do not like to trade stocks that are below $5, and I don't like to trade stocks that are above $250. I want to see a profit factor of 3, meaning that for every dollar in the past that I lost according to the strategy, I would have made at least $3. So that's a pretty good risk-reward ratio, right? I mean, you lose $1, you make 3. I mean, I take this any time of the day. A minimum of 12 trades, a minimum winning percentage of 40%, and a minimum volume of 500,000. So when I click OK, and this is what I'm actually doing every day, this is where right now it will go through and only show me the stocks that are meeting my criteria. So as you can see, this is how I came up out of these hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of stocks with just these 11 stocks that are meeting my criteria. So therefore, you see, in order to run the PowerX Optimizer, I only use this button because I don't care about the hundreds of stocks that have a buy and sell signal today. I only care about those that are meeting my criteria. Now you can change the criteria. You can say, I want to see only stocks that have at least 80% return on investment. So that give you the potential to make at least 80% based on your investment. Or that have 15 trades or a winning percentage of 50%. So you could do that, right? So you can select your own criteria. There's the power of PowerX Optimizer that you can do it based on your criteria. Anyhow, so this brings up the list here, and this is where we were able to eliminate one of the buttons. So this here previously were these 2 arrows, right? And the 2 arrows to me didn't make sense. So replaced it with this button. So you only have 3 buttons up here. Show all of the symbols, which I personally never use, but I know that some of you do. This is here, you run the scanner. That is the only button that I personally push every day. And this is here where you can print the chart, the trading report, and the option data, either all 3 of them or just one of them, depending on what you want to do. So you see, my goal with PowerX Optimizer was to keep it as clean and simple as possible here. All right, so this is what I mean by a cleaner layout. So there's another feature that we had here. So therefore, I believe it is even more user-friendly and it is even more mobile-friendly. Now, another thing, this is where we have a forgot password function right now. I don't even know how we got away for so many years without forgot password function. It seems that many of you remembered your password. You're really good. I'm not that good. So if you ever forgot the password, you can now request it through the login screen, and it will be emailed to you in 5 minutes or less, so that you can access the software within minutes, even if you forgot your password. But the main feature, the main feature of this version here is the wheel calculator. As I explained, I personally like to use 2 strategies, and I like to use PowerX Optimizer and the wheel as a strategy. And the wheel income calculator is now part of PowerX Optimizer, so that you have all the tools that you need in one place. So as you can see, I filled this out this morning. Today I was looking at 2 stocks actually. Well, we did some live trading with our mastermind members, and we looked at 3, so ATVI, Doku, and also PayPal. I wasn't the biggest fan of PayPal, so I never entered it here. But you see, with the wheel calculator, you have all the tools that you need in one place. And you'll see exactly of whether it makes sense to take this trade, because this is when the premium analyzed is in green. If it is in red, you see it does not meet the requirements. And when it is yellow, this would be a warning. Let me show you an example for a warning. So I believe that what we looked at this morning was GSX. Yes, GSX. So as you can see, the stock right now is trading at 71.54. So super easy. All you need to do here is GSX, put it in, plug in the number of 71.53. Now, we were looking at a strike price of 50. We were looking at an option premium. Let's actually take a quick look at this here at GSX and the option premium expiring November 20th for 50. You see it is 85 cents. So we can easily get right now 85 cents. And this would be for this Friday. So this is where you see, oh, holy moly, this is here in yellow. So this is a warning, meaning that you have to be careful. Is this a stock where you're potentially trading into earnings? And sure enough, it is. Anyhow, so as you know, when it comes to trading, there's 3 pillars of trading, 3 pillars. First, you need a solid trading strategy. And the trading strategies that I like to use are the PowerX strategy and the wheel strategy. Now, a trading strategy answers the following 3 questions. First of all, what should you trade? Secondly, when to enter? Third, when to exit. So this is when it comes to a trading strategy. Now, the second pillar of successful traders is that they have powerful tools. And this is where I believe that PowerX Optimizer is getting more powerful with every new release that we have here. So this is the tool that I personally use. So absolutely important to have this. Now, number 3, you need to have the right mindset. So this is the third pillar of successful traders. And the right mindset means that there is no get rich quick in trading. And I know that you're being blinded by some of the advertising that says how to turn $5,000 into $2 million or something like this, and how to make hundreds of % on each trade. We made 1,000%. And you see, every now and then you will have a trade like this. But the key to trading success are SRC profits: systematic, repeatable, and consistent. This is what we are looking for, because this is how you can grow your account systematically. Anyhow, so the 2 strategies, as you know, the wheel and PowerX Optimizer, I'll be happy to give them to you so that you know exactly what I'm trading. The tool here, if you're interested in this tool, let the team know, and they can probably organize a tour with you, with Paul, who is one of my students, who will be happy to show you what this tool can do. So this is a super powerful tool, and then for the right mindset, you're here. Anyhow, so before I look at all the questions, let me ask you, was this helpful at all? Because if it is, do me a favor and click on like, because this way more people will see this video. And if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more videos like this, where I share what I'm personally doing, my live trades, where I share the tools that I'm using, where I share what I see in the markets happening and how to trade it, then do me a favor and click on subscribe and hit the little bell, because this way you get notified whenever I release a new video. Also, as always, feel free to share this video on Facebook, on Twitter, by email, I don't know, by text message, whatever, and I will see you in the next video. Don't go anywhere. We still, I see that there's a lot of questions coming in. So if you're here live, I appreciate you being live here, and want to answer as many of the questions as possible over the next few minutes, because these are great questions. If you're watching the recording, leave a comment. Leave a comment, and I will respond to you in the comments here. Yeah, good. So Claire is asking an excellent question. You've asked a couple of times, sorry if I haven't responded yet. On Sunday, are the PowerX trades ready before 9:30? Yes, they are, and here's why. Every day we are getting the data from the exchanges. So we're getting it on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, and on Friday. So after the markets close at 4 o'clock Eastern time, right, it takes the exchanges a while before they can give us the data. I don't know what they're doing with it. But we are usually getting it around 6 p.m., 6 or 7 p.m. I'm not quite sure. Would have to look into this. This is when we start running calculations to come up with the best stocks to trade. So I recently talked to the development team, and they told me we are running every night around 4.8 million calculations, right? And so this is why it takes a while until we run the calculations, because this way it comes up on your screen blazing fast, because we are already doing this in the background, storing it in our database. So this is why it takes us a couple of hours until we have this available. So Claire, every single day the data is available. We actually were able to optimize it a little bit, and it is right now 9 p.m. Eastern time on Monday night, Tuesday night, Thursday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night. And then on Saturday and Sunday, we are not running any new calculations. Here's why. We're not getting any new data, right? So we want to make sure that we are still using Friday's data, and this is why all weekend long you can basically look at it, and the data is available pretty much from Friday 9 p.m. Eastern time until Monday morning. Okay. Anyhow, good. All right, Ignesh, received the PowerX strategy book today. Thank you. Well, thank you for getting it. I know that you'll enjoy it. All right, so Timothy said, finally figured out how to do limit orders on my broker. No more buying at the market price. Absolutely, please make sure that you stop orders and limit orders. I will leave a link in the description. I did a video on this. It is called Stop versus Limit Orders. Gotta understand how to use them, because yes, market orders are scary. Market orders are like writing a blank check to another trader and say, here, take my money, right? So you don't want to do this. So Alice, the wheel trades that I was looking at ATVI, I was looking at Doku, we were looking at PayPal. Didn't really love them. We liked them, but not loving them. So therefore I decided to wait. Today the markets are up overall. Wheel trades are usually much better when the markets are going down. So let's wait what happens tomorrow, because if we look back over the past week, as you know, the markets have just been jumping around, and this is what we are seeing right now. I mean, the Dow is already retracing a little bit from earlier. Actually, well, we're getting close. I thought that we were already up 1.8% earlier. SPX 1.7%. So it seems that we are rallying into the close, but as you can see, this is what happened here last week. So we'll probably see a little bit of a retraction tomorrow or retracement, and this is when we have the best opportunities according to the wheel strategy here. Good. Okay, Paul is asking, what percentage of your brokerage account do you leave in the market at any time? Do you put 100% of my time? No, and I want to show you exactly what is happening here. So let's just go back to my account. I want to show you, let's just go over here. So I like to trade a maximum of 5 positions according to the PowerX Optimizer, and another 5 positions, that is my maximum, according to the wheel strategy. So these are the 2 trades that I'm currently in according to the PowerX strategy. So I'm right now using around 2/5 of my account, right? It's a great question. And I'm planning to get into a 3rd trade. This was where I tried to get in today. Couldn't get in, no worries. I'll try again tomorrow. So this would be then 3/5 of this account, and this account is only dedicated to the PowerX strategy. I like to do it this way. It's a bit weird, right? I mean, you know how some people like to separate the food on their plate, that the food can't touch each other, right? So this is how I'm with trading strategies. I use a separate account for each trading strategy. So for the wheel strategy, I am using a different account, and this is why it's marked in purple. And these are the 2 strategies that are in there. So this also like 2/5. So overall, I want to say between the 2 of this, I have 4/10 of my capital right now in the market. But it can absolutely happen. So this is why it's a great question, Paul. It can absolutely happen that I'm all in, right? So I'm building positions and I'm getting out of positions. I'm finding new positions. So I'm rotating in and out. Anyhow. Good, good, good. All right. So good to see everybody here. So good to see all of the question. So, Ali, on the wheel calculator, why is analyst premium 30 to 40% the sweet spot? Well, based on my experience, it is. Whenever you see more than 40%, you're typically missing something, right? You might trade right into earnings. You might trade a stock that has a major announcement coming out, right? For example, a trial, if you're talking about these kind of stocks, pharmaceutical stocks, or you might actually trade a stock where you have a takeover, right? Or maybe a stock that is filing for bankruptcy. So based on my experience, don't get greedy. So 30 to 40% is really, really good, especially if you're trading it on a margin account. You're probably looking at more to 60 to 80%, as you know, right now with the wheel strategy. I'm on track to make 90% a year, and that is not bad at all. Okay. So Tamar is asking, how do I reset the scanner list? So if you want to reset it, it is now this first button. This button here is now resetting the scanner list. So Tamar, I assume that you're already owning PowerX Optimizer. So there you go. All right, Martin, first time attending a coffee with Markus. Welcome. Hope that you're enjoying the show thus far. Let me know how you like it. Leave a comment. And let me know. Okay. So Alice says, VIX's low premiums are not looking good. Now, you see, it's mainly because today's update. So if you have a down day today, even if the VIX is around 20, it will be fine. It will be fine. Good, good, good. Oh God, how do I pronounce this? I just won't. So is Markus doing options? I love trading options. And you see, especially when you have a smaller account, I highly recommend that you start learning how to buy options, because this way you can trade the markets with a $5,000 account, maybe even getting away with a $3,000 account. Don't recommend it. I recommend that you start with $5,000 to $10,000, right? If you have less money right now, I would rather have you save up some more money before you start trading the markets. And then you can start trading with options. Once you get to an account size of maybe around 300 to 500,000, this is when it makes more sense to trade stocks. But in the beginning, right, you need all the buying power that you can get. By the way, I did a playlist there. It's called Options 101. I'll leave a link in the description. Options 101, if you're new to options, you're going to enjoy that. All right, good, good, good. Let's see. There are so many questions. I need to look at the other screen here to make sure that I'm getting to all of the question. Angela is also a first timer. So good to see you here. Great, great, great. Okay. Now I'm supposed to say good, 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 because after all, this is what we have printed on the mug. If you would like to have the mug, rockwelltrading.com/store. I'll ship it to you at cost. I think it's like $10 or something like this. Good, good, good. Angela already ordered the book. Appreciate it. That's awesome. Cool. Okay. So, Jignesh is asking, do you have an alert service for trades you're taking using the PowerX strategy? No, you see, this is what I do with my private mastermind. You see, with my mastermind, this week, once a month, we're spending a whole week together where we trade together. And we trade various strategies. We trade the PowerX strategy, we trade the wheel strategy, we trade binary options, and we also trade an SPX strategy. So we trade options on the SPX. So these are the 4 strategies that we trade in our mastermind. And between this and the wheel trades, it keeps me busy enough. You see, I'm not looking for a new job, as you can imagine. I'm doing this because I'm having fun. I'm doing this because I love talking about trading, love sharing it with you. So at this point, we don't have really an alert service for PowerX trades. I believe that this better. I recently heard it from somebody who subscribed to an alert service and say, you know what, I actually like it better that I do have a software that gives me the picks where I can decide it, because you don't want to depend on me your life long, right? I mean, you want to have powerful tools so that you find the best trades to take. But it's a great question. Great question. Okay. Good, good, good. So Rose is asking, what is your TQQQ strike price? 150. 150. So anyhow, Alice says, PowerX spits out stocks that you have never heard of for a reason. You see, have you heard that most traders lose money? And I mean, there's the saying that 90% of traders lose 90% of their account in the first 90 days. What do you think why? Because they're trading all these popular stocks, right? And the popular stocks are crazy. I mean, the Amazons, the Tesla, the Netflix, I mean, they chop you into pieces. So I like to find the hidden gems. And this is why I have PowerX Optimizer running through, what is it, 10, 11, 13,000 stocks, something like this every night to find these hidden gems. So yeah, absolutely. It is for a reason. Because if I would do what most traders do, I'll probably also lose money like most traders, right? So I like to do what very few traders do, who make money. Okay, so I like to find the hidden gems here, and this is why PowerX Optimizer spits out stocks that you have never heard of. And you know what? I don't even want to know what they are doing. When I'm looking at the list here, when I'm looking at the list, I only look at the chart to see, okay, does this make sense? Does it meet my three criteria? And my three criteria are, I don't want to see any gaps. I want to see that it was nicely trading to the upside and the downside, as AM does here very, very nicely. And then I look at the P&L graph. And I want to see, okay, does this have a P&L graph that has been nicely going up over the past year? And AM meets all of these criteria. So this is why, yeah, I like to find the hidden gems. I don't care what AM does. I don't really, and I mean, you can tell me right now, still don't care, right? I don't care whether AM is, I don't know, a retail store, or whether they are energy stock, or whether they are, I don't know, retail, whatever. Doesn't really matter to me. Okay. Good, good, good. All right. So, let's see. Marcy says, I don't see the histogram version. Well, in this case, all you need to do is go to technical indicators and click on profit and loss chart. So this toggles it off, as you can see, and on. And there it is. Okay, so it's under technical indicators. This is where it is hiding. All right. Good, good, good. Mike says, love the earning warnings. Great. Ali Reza, where can we buy the PowerX Optimizer software? I have a website. It's called PowerXOptimizer.com. I'll link to it in the description. It's really called PowerXOptimizer.com. This is where you find more information. And then if you want to invest in the software, you can do this right away. If you would like to have more information on this, you can book a tour with Paul, who has been using this software for more than 2 years, is actively using it every day in the same way as I am, and will give you a detailed tour on what this can do anyhow. Or you can just contact the team, and the team will be happy to help you out and direct you in the right direction. And I mean, you know me. This here is not about hype, and this is not about high pressure sales tactics or anything like this. I mean, I'm showing you what I use. This makes sense to you, Ali Reza, and you would like to have the same tools that I use, then sure, I'll be happy to give them to you and keep training you and showing you on how to use these tools. But this is really up to you. Anyhow, Jignet's asking, how does the PowerX Optimizer calculate the 60% RI filter? Well, it does it by looking of how much buying power did we need for the last trade. So let me show you a very, very specific example. So here you can see if we had traded this stock, AM, over the past year using the PowerX Optimizer, we would have made $3,525. And you see, in order to trade it for the last trade, we would have traded 444 shares at a price of $5.53. So let's bring up our handy dandy calculator here. So the buying power needed in order to trade this stock according to the PowerX strategy was 444 times $5.53. So we needed $2,455. That is our capital that we need to trade this stock. And you see, over the past year, we made $3,525. So if you take the 3,525 and divide it by whatever we had right now, like the 2,400, right? This is how we are arriving at the 146% annualized. Okay, so that's how we get there. Great question. And this is how you get at the minimum of 60%. Good, good, good. And there's Jeffrey. So good to see you. Jeffrey, let me tell you, I'm a very happy follower over the last 6 months following you and using the PowerX and Theta Kings, averaging 3% per month on my small account. This is awesome. You see, it's all about consistency. When you have the consistency, this is how you can grow your account. Yeah, make sure that you have systematic, repeatable, and consistent profits, because that's how you can grow a small account. So good to see you. That is fantastic. Anyhow, we are at the end of the show here. I mean, this show is for 45 minutes. If you enjoyed today's show, then hey, tune in again on Wednesday. Make sure that you subscribe to the video if you haven't done it yet. I'm going live 3 times a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, on Fridays, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm releasing other videos. I also decided to do some of the YouTube short videos, and the short videos are 60 seconds or less. So I will give you a trading tip in 60 seconds or less. So this is coming up probably sometime later this week or next week. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and as always, click on like and feel free to share this with everybody who you think might benefit from listening to this show. Take care, and I'll see you on Wednesday.